All right, so today we're going to look at some examples going over literal equations. So looking at number 1, it says solve t minus jk equals p for k. So for this problem, we need to get the k all by itself. That's the goal because the k is the important variable. So we want to get k all by itself. So to do that, that means the very first thing we need to get rid of is this t. The t is furthest away, so we want to move that first. So to do that, I'm going to subtract t from both sides. Well, maybe if I can write. Okay. The t's will cancel out right here, which is great. That's what we wanted. All that's going to be left is negative jk is equal to, the p and the t are not like terms. Since those are not like terms, we cannot combine them. So I'll just have p minus t. Now at this point, I'm still trying to get the k all by itself. That's the goal. Well, between the j and the k, they're being multiplied. Okay, so since the negative j and the k are right next to each other, they're being multiplied. So to get rid of multiplication, we have to divide. So we're going to divide both sides by a negative j. The j's cancel out, which is great. That's what we wanted. Okay, so all I have left is a k is equal to p, t, and j are not like terms. So since they are not like terms, I can't combine them. So I'm just going to leave it as p minus t all over negative j. All right, so there's the first one. For the second one, it says solve s times t divided by 9 equals v for t. Remember, if you think I'm going too fast or you have a question, hit pause, make sure you're asking. So for this, I need to get the t all by itself. Okay, so the t is the important variable here. In order to do that, the first thing I need to get rid of is this 9. We're dividing by the 9. So to get rid of division, we have to do the inverse of that, which is multiplication. So we're going to multiply both sides by 9. When we do that, the 9's cancel. So I'll have s times t is equal to, well, v times 9. Okay, I'm just multiplying, so I can write that as 9v. Now, from here, we're still trying to get this t all by itself. That's the goal. Okay, so I need to get rid of that s. The s and the t are being multiplied. So to get rid of the s, I'm going to divide out the s. The s's are going to cancel, and I'll have t is equal to, the 9, the v, and the s are not like terms, so I can just write it as 9v over s. And that's going to be my final answer. All right. So if you have any questions about those first two, please let me know. Okay, those are going to be very important, maybe for a quiz or a test coming up. Looking at number 3, it says solve the equation for m, justifying each step on the right. Okay, so this is just like what we did with the other problems where we had to justify using our addition property, our subtraction property. Okay, only this time we only have variables. So looking at this, I have this 2 in front of a set of parentheses. So the very first thing I'm going to do is distribute the 2. 2 times m will give me 2m. 2 times negative n gives me minus 2n plus 6y is equal to 4z. Now, in that step, I was distributing the 2. Therefore, that's our distributive property. Oops. Now from here, I need to get this m all by itself. That's the goal. Okay, so that means I need to get rid of all this stuff over here. Okay, so I'm going to start with the y's. Okay, so to get rid of a plus 6y, I'm going to subtract 6y over. Okay, and if I subtract it from one side, I have to subtract it from both. Well, on the left, those cancel, which is great. That's what I wanted. So I still have 2m, maybe, 2m minus 2n. That's gone because those canceled. Equals, the z and the y are not like terms. Since they are not like terms, I can't combine them. So it's just going to be 4z minus 6y. Now, in that step, I look at what was I actually doing to the problem. Well, I look at that little green step right there, and that's going to be subtraction. So I was using my subtraction property. All right, so I'm still trying to get this m all by itself. That's still the goal. Okay, so now I need to get rid of this minus 2n. Well, we are subtracting a 2n, so to get rid of subtraction, we're going to add 2n to both sides. This cancels out, which is good. That's what we wanted. So all I have left is 2m is equal to 4z minus 6y plus 2n. I cannot combine anything because the z, the y, and the n are all different. Okay, so since they're all different, I'm not going to combine them. Okay, in that step, I look at what was I actually doing? Well, I was adding, so that's going to be my addition property. And then the last step, there's still a 2 with the m. Okay, so since there's still a 2 with the m, the 2 and the m are being multiplied. So to get rid of multiplication, I have to divide. So we're going to divide both sides by 2. When I do that, I'll get m is equal to 4z minus 6y plus 2n all over 2. Now, if you want, you can simplify that. 4 divided by 2 gives me 2z. Negative 6 divided by 2 gives me negative 3y. And 2 divided by 2 gives me plus 1n. And in that step, I was dividing. So that's my division property. All right, if you have questions about that one, please let me know. Our last one we're going to look at today is given negative 3x minus 4 minus 5x equals negative 20 is 2 a solution. So we've started talking about this a little bit, and we're going to look at this a lot tomorrow. But I want to know if 2 is a solution. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to take this 2, and I'm going to substitute it in for the x. So now instead of an x there, I'm going to have negative 3 times 2. Okay, so it just takes the place of the x, minus 4 minus 5 times 2 is equal to negative 20. And then I just have to simplify this. Okay, so I plugged it in. Now I'm going to simplify. So negative 3 times 2 gives me negative 6 minus 4y. Negative 5 times 2 gives me negative 10 is equal to negative 20. So now I'm still just simplifying. Negative 6 minus 4 minus 10 gives me negative 20 is equal to negative 20. Since this is true, negative 20 does equal negative 20, that's good. Then I can say yes, negative 2. Was it negative 2? Positive 2, my bad. There you go. Yes, 2 is a solution. We're going to talk about this a lot tomorrow. All right, so if you have any questions about those, just let me know. Okay, if not, you can move on to your assignment.